Welcome back to the channel, everyone. So it's a great pleasure to welcome you to our new home for the next... How long were you here, Suze?
A month.
A month?
31 days.
31 days as planned. We might try and stay longer. So yeah, just follow me. So a little walk round. So we're actually recording on a budget phone and with this little mic.
Which is why you keep going dark. So
Yeah. Contrast will be horrible. We're at 1080p 30 frames, so I might be doing that because it's not 60 frames, so you might.
Your camera woman has not got stabilising.
So it'll be. In fact, you've probably clicked off this video already, haven't you? But but wait for it. Wait for it. Let's go and have a look at the view. Oh, and this mic's going to be. Come outside.
We're in on not one technology, ladies and gentlemen. But never mind that. I mean, you can get the gist of this video. Wait. It goes on. Oh, there he is. It goes on and on and on.
Well, shall we explain what these towns are?
Yeah. Hold on, I'm just see at the moment.
Actually, show it, and then we'll go back inside.
Never mind the towns.
We'll go back inside to do the voiceover.
So this is our balcony, everybody.
Right, and that town over there.
Number 2.
Okay. All right, we better go back inside. Right, the reason we come back in is because you wouldn't be able to hear me if we were outside. The town which we showed over that direction is Nerja, so we're in Andalusia, southern coast of Spain, which is really, really nice. And then the town on that side is called Toros, and we're kind of in the middle of the two, although technically we're in the Toros part of the region. We only got here, 2 or 3 days ago? And yeah, this is our apartment. I mean, it's quite small, but it's really, really nice.
You've just forgotten one big thing.
What have I forgotten?
That bright white thing in the sky called the sun.
Ah,
Since we got here.
I've forgotten that, yeah.
You can see the drying cushion because it actually did rain for one day, but one of the 6 days of rain each year, we've had one of them already, and now
No, I think it's in the month. I think it's in the month, isn't it? Can't be 6 days of rain all year. So yeah. Anyway, so that's the balcony. Got this area. Got this little small kitchen, which is quite nice. Got a wine cooler, which we're probably not going to use. I don't get why there's 2 settings on the wine cooler as well. Yeah, but is there like a top and a bottom range of the wine, or what is it?
People don't really want to watch this, so let's.
People don't. I don't know.
Tour, shall we? Come on, we're gonna have to
Okay.
forward this, and I can't bother with that.
Okay, little toilet.
Towel robes.
Oh yeah, let's show the towel rope. Oh, contrast and dynamic range is going to go wild on that camera. So here we've got towel robes, which Susie's idea to buy them. Actually, we've used them every day so far. So I didn't actually want to buy these.
Because we've got dry robes at home, but the dry robes are too big really to bring and not really necessary because it's not cold here. It's like 16 degrees when we're swimming.
And then we wouldn't fit them.
Was adamant that we weren't going to have
I
them.
said we shouldn't have the dry
So
robes.
I bought them anyway, and now he's been wearing it.
I didn't want to buy them. I thought it was more crap that we're buying. Susie was right. Give credit where credit's due.
Everybody heard that? Doesn't come very often that I'm right.
So here we go, in the bedroom.
Lovely bedroom.
And then you've got a nice view out this window, which opens to a door to a panel of glass, which is a bit strange, isn't it?
I think that's called Juliet Balcony.
Is that what it's called, is it?
No.
And yeah, bigger wardrobes than we got at home. And then in here...
Well, that's not true. My wardrobes are massive. The ones you built are bigger than that.
Are they?
Massive.
Not going to argue with that. Then we've got a little treat, which is his and hers sinks.
Oh, you can see me in my very fetching
Tracky bees, yeah.
outfit.
But the toilet broke, so we're waiting that to be fixed. But other than that,
This is the best tour.
it's all good, isn't it? I should be an estate agent.
But we're not going to go in there.
Yeah.
Not poor people.
That's the Susie's annoyed at Sean bedroom.
That's the Suzie makes too much shuffling around in bed. In their bedroom.
So we got a little TV. Oh, there's a few other things in the complex, isn't there?
I can't see you, so I'm going to have
Ah, you have to swing around. Don't do it into the light.
Sorry, everybody. This is poor.
There's a few other things in the complex, isn't there? Like there's the cinema room, there's a pool, outdoor and indoor pool, sauna, which isn't working at the moment. They're going to fix that, and a jacuzzi and a gym, which is kind of a small gym, but yeah, all good. So yeah, what's our plan really? Well, we've got a car, I'm going to be doing a lot of work, so I'm kind of snowed under in my job at the moment, so that's why the videos haven't come out quite as quick. Susie's been resting, and we're just enjoying the hot weather, going swimming daily, which is really nice, and just, yeah, we're going to stay out here, try and miss some of the bad weather back in Worcester. Right, so what are we talking about today? A little bit of a bike update. So, first news article today is that I was reading MCM, bought a couple of those with us. BSA Gold Star, guess how many bikes have been pre-ordered, even though the bike hasn't been delivered yet? Suze, how many bikes do you think have been pre-ordered?
Oh, I know. You told me.
That spoiled it, doesn't it? Okay, that's that segment done. 700. Oh, funny enough, you're exactly right. 700.
That was my intuition. Feminine intuition, ladies and gentlemen.
So that means
that
that basically means women are right all the time. That's just the new way of saying it. So 700 people have actually pre-ordered BSA Gold Star. Mad, isn't it? And it hasn't been delivered yet, but good for them. Well, you got demo bikes, haven't you? You got demo bikes in dealerships. Maybe people ordered it, but there's been some quite good reviews in MCM and in Ride. The MCM one was really extensive. In fact, here, I mean, look, you've got a huge feature on the Gold Star, and they actually said it's really good. To be fair, great for what it's designed for. So, saying that, I think the Interceptors should now be worried. I think Rod Enfield should be worried because 700 bikes. And people say, oh, they're not in competition. They kind of are in competition. They're the same price. They're both modern retros, same displacement. They look the same. It's just one's a twin and one's a single. So that's the only really difference.
So how would they not be in competition then?
Exactly.
The same.
Exactly. People say, oh, they're not in competition because they're single. I think they're basically back to back. Yeah, for me they were.
Super Meteor or Interceptor or BSA.
Or BSA, yeah.
Or one of the Triumphs.
Which is a bit more expensive again.
So Sean's looking at 3 really, or is looking at 3.
Yeah, but things always change around here on this channel. The Daytona is getting repaired, so we're not going to talk about that too much because remember Susie told me off last time. I spilled the beans too much about the Daytona. We're not going to do that this time, but we're just going to hint to the fact that the Daytona may be rising out of the ashes of Donington Park's crash into something exciting. So that's really good, but that's also kind of reignited my interest in sports bikes, at which point probably 80% of the people watching this video will click away because I know there's a big following of modern retros. Sports bikes actually are a big interest of mine. I just haven't ridden them for a while. There's a couple of new bikes which have been released by manufacturers, or actually more than a couple. You've got the Yamaha R7, which I actually showed to Susie. She likes the colour. About 75 horsepower. It's like a darker blue, so parallel twin. But it's got sports bike ergos. It's got some sporty suspension. So you got that. You got the Aprilia RS660. Remember the one that was gold?
Yeah.
And it was also purple and red. Good colours. Loads of tech on that bike. I think that's also a twin as well, parallel twin. And Yamaha are also bringing out an R9, which is probably going to be like a
slightly less suicidal bike.
Less suicidal than the R1. It's probably going to be an MT09 with full fairings. So it'll be like the R7, just more powerful again. So people or manufacturers at least, seem to think that sports bikes still have some kind of life left in them. You've got the Honda Hornet, of course, which is kind of a naked all-rounder, but it's got brand new, freshly designed parallel twin, 90 horsepower. And it's not hard to imagine Honda putting a fully faired bodywork onto that bike and then calling it, say, the Honda CBR 700R or something like that. That'll be another potential sports bike which could come out. But these sports bikes, they're not really like the sports bikes of old, because in the old days, the sports bikes were flat out high-powered, high-revving engines, usually inline fours. They had the top quality suspension components, and the chassis was designed particularly for handling. Nowadays, the sports bikes are not quite as raw. They're a little bit all-rounders. They've got the sports bike looks, but they've got the parallel twin engines. It's not really the engines that actually affect whether you can call them sports bikes or not, because some of the engines are good. It's more that the chassis and the suspension components aren't really sort of pure sports bikes, so they're not really as raw and pure as the sports bikes of old. One bike which could potentially be an exception to this is the new ZX4R, which I also showed to Suzie, and it's totally different from the Ninja 400. That's like a twin soft suspension kind of sporty. This is a 400cc or 399cc inline 4, revs to 16,500 RPM, so it's going to scream all the way to the red line. 80 horsepower, 188 kilos. And if you buy the RR version, it has suspension which they've just lifted out of the ZX10, put it into the ZX4. So it's going to be light, powerful, and handle well. So that's a bike I could get excited about. But
then don't things evolve anyway? Like, we don't really want. There's a reason why sports bikes haven't stayed the same as they used to be, because things evolve.
Things do evolve. That's quite right, actually. Yeah.
Like that kind of ridiculous I think quite tracky focused sports bike that looks great and screams and all of that. Would you actually use that on the road?
You can't really. There's no fun on the road.
Making it so that more people can access them.
Well, I mean, I think the reason sports bikes have gone in decline is they're not very comfortable. And people can get the same sportiness with a naked or even an adventure bike. You know, an adventure bike is still 150 horsepower, some of them. So you can go fast without the discomfort. People want to carry luggage. They want an all-rounder bike. They just don't want that discomfort, and they don't want that kind of riding style anymore. It's a little bit sad because sports bikes, I think, look the best of pretty much all bikes. They look like supercars. They've got all the modern composite materials. They've got the aerodynamics. They just look pretty cool, but they're not.
You look cool on them as well.
I look cool on them. I look cool on all bikes, though. I look cool on the modern retros.
There's a little bit of that confidence in there that we were talking about earlier.
You know what? It's a little bit like, remember Lord of the Rings? When that orc is there and he's like, the age of men is over, the age of the orc has begun. So you think about orcs are like adventure bikes because they kind of look a bit horrible. Men are probably like modern retros, and sports bikes are like elves because.
Hold on, sports bikes are like women.
Well, women aren't in Lord. You don't have women. Women can under men. Women can under men.
He's talking about Lord of the Rings.
In Lord of the Rings.
Actually mean that in real life.
Yeah.
This isn't supposed to be reported, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, don't report us on YouTube. So basically, yeah, everybody's going for these sort of ugly, big adventure bikes. Sports bikes are sort of leaving to the undying lands, and modern retros are going to fight it out with adventure bikes, which are the orcs and men, to see who comes out on top. All right, guys, well, we're going to go shopping to, I don't know where it is. Carrefour, or was it Mercado? Meccano, whatever it's called. I don't know. I'm going to try and find some dinner for tonight.
Wasn't it?
Something like that. No doubt we'll get the hang of it. So we're going to be here for a month. I don't think we're going to hire bikes when we're here, but we'll probably check in a few times and put up some content if we do anything. Tell me what you think about the whole modern retros, adventure bikes, sports bikes, how that's kind of splitting motorcyclists these days. I mean, a lot of people are going from the sports bikes into the modern retros, less powerful bikes, or into kind of complex adventure bikes. Maybe you have a bike for each application. Maybe you have multiple bikes in your garage. That's actually the ideal.
That's the dream.
That is the dream.
Also, what sports bikes are you guys getting excited about? Because I love to hear that. I know Sean does as well.
Suzie does love that.
Mrs. Mindful, read your comments.
Yeah, you got a new name, Mrs. Mindful. I don't have my famous hat with me, so we're going to have to do with this little yellow cap for a month. But
Which one's your famous one?
well, the Baker Boy cap.
Luckily, he didn't take that, is it?
All right, guys. Well, just a little check-in from us. Nice to speak to you all, and we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks a lot.
Bye.